Hi YouTubers, I'm glad you're all here. Thank you for joining me. Here we have a live view. It's currently almost 4 p.m. Central Daylight Time of the upper geyser basin from the Old Faithful live webcam. A lot of people there for Monday. Today is August 8th, 2022. I would have done a report earlier about this 2.8 earthquake that occurred there. Except my daughter showed up early and I went to the store and bought some more prepping supplies, bought 2 more cases of mac and cheese. They're saying for Kansas, I believe it is, crops are so bad this year, they're only going to get about 20% of what they got compared to last year. So I am prepping, constantly prepping, and you should be too. The losses of crops down there in Texas and New Mexico, etc. They are also saying that it's going to take 3 years for the farmers to recover from the losses of the crops because of loss of seed for replanting, seed cattle as they call it. The baby cows, which are selling at record lows right now because they will not have the grain to feed the cattle this winter. So they're selling off. It's either that or go broke. Just devastating. So the shortages are going to continue for probably 2 to 3 years. And that's only if we get the rains and the weather returns to normal next year. But it's not looking like it's going to be. The Tonga Halapai volcanic eruption that occurred on January 15 threw up so much water into the stratosphere, along with all the other chemicals. Evidently disrupted the annual water patterns in the stratosphere, which also holds most of the atmosphere's ozone. The good thing about all this water up in the stratosphere is that it's going to rapidly increase the recovery of our ozone. The normal mechanism by which water rises into the stratosphere is so reliable that researchers refer it to as a tape recorder, marking annual temperature cycles through alternating bands of dry and moist air rising from the tropics. January is normally the middle of the dry period in that seasonal cycle, but then the Tonga volcano erupted in the South Pacific Ocean, suddenly injecting a huge amount of water high into the atmosphere. It changed the planet's normal atmospheric water pattern, researchers are now saying. They're now trying to say it's going to heat up the Earth, but with all that water injected into the stratosphere, it's actually going to reduce the radiation that comes into the planet, and in my opinion, have a cooling down effect. Scientists are also saying that all the chemicals that were injected into the stratosphere is probably going to take years and years until it comes back down, maybe 5 years or longer. And who knows how long this is going to have an effect upon our jet stream. So I am prepping, and I'm going to continue to prep. Recently, and I reported, there was a eruption of a volcano and an earthquake up there, close to the Aleutian Islands. USGS originally said it was a magnitude 6.1. They downgraded it to a 5.9. Right here is that earthquake. Right there. And I noticed that after this earthquake, which made the earth ring like a bell, the earthquakes there at Yellowstone have greatly increased. I would not be surprised if there's not going to be a small eruption there at Yellowstone. I hope it's a small one, but see them all marked in red. I have 3 different monitors here. We got Maple Creek. This one here is Holmes Hill. And then this one here is Little West Thumb. USGS is reporting 8 earthquakes so far today in the last 24 hours. That one there, the 2.8, a 0.6. Let's see, go to the 2.8 up there by the Madison River area. A 0.9 right smack dab in the middle of Yellowstone Lake. We got another one, same area. They call it Mammoth, but it's actually Madison River area. Another one for the Madison River area. A 1.0, the Madison River area. And a 1.9, yeah, there by Little West Thumb. Let's see, I want to look at that one first. You can see there's 4 earthquakes here. One at 35 minutes and 50 seconds after midnight universal. A second one, 36 minutes after midnight universal, and then 36:10. They're only reporting one of those earthquakes. That would be probably that one right there. That one. They're not reporting the other 2. You can see here it comes in as a magnitude 1.94. I probably would have added them all together because they came in so fast, one after the other. That's what I would have done. And doing that, then it comes in as a magnitude 2.29. That's probably what they should have done. But see, that would have made it another earthquake of a magnitude 2. And you guys all know that they said when they started having magnitude 2s or greater earthquake on a regular basis, which they've been having, they would be very concerned. Well, they should be concerned. I think they got a small eruption coming. They're saying this earthquake was 1.4 miles below sea level. That would probably be for the first one. And then the second one and the third one were much deeper. The next earthquake they reported was a 1.0 at 2:21. That's right there. Okay, and let's see all the other earthquakes that are marked in red that are not being reported. That's actually a magnitude 1.65. But let's take a look at some of the other ones that look larger that they're not reporting, such as this one right here at 1848. I see just a few minutes ago they got a 4.4 earthquake there in Walker, California, a 2.6 and another 2.6. I'll do that report here in a minute. This one comes in as a magnitude 2.92. Let me bring it down. Yeah, and then we got another one here that's not being reported at 1844. I'm just going to click on them and not go through all the details of them. Got another one there at 1836. Like I said, this earthquake in Russia really stirred up a lot of different fault lines across the world. 1138. That's today. Look at the magma that came up. In fact, it was a magnitude 3.17. 3.17. Boy, do they lie to us. They lie and they constantly lie. Yeah, you can tell that. Just look at the size of the signature. Let's extract that because it's been clipped. They clip it because it's so large. It would go across the other lines. And they got rounded tops. So this is magma. This is a volcanic tremor. Magma on the move. And you guys that follow me know that. More recently, when I pulled the files, we got one here at 1935. You can see it on Maple Creek and Holmes Hill, which would make it probably up there by the Madison River area. Remember, that's the area when Yellowstone had its first its last super eruption. It started the eruption up there. It did the unzipping, doing a counterclockwise until it got down there by Heart Lake. And then both resurgent domes, the Sour Creek Resurgent Dome and the Mallard Lake Resurgent Dome, collapse at the same time. So this comes in as a magnitude 1.51. And can you see the lines of melt here? Now this is for Holmes Hill. And then going to Google Earth, here's the location for Holmes Hill. Let me pull it out so you can see. Over here is Haugen Lake. So it's right here in the middle of the Madison River area. Let me close that out. And yeah, there's been a few earthquakes. Not all of them. I don't mark them all in this location. In this location too, it's had a tree die off. But once again, that's the monitor. I wanted to take a look too to see if there was screaming going on. Volcano screaming. But I do not see that. It could be because the magma is flowing easier. It's not being squeezed down to make that high teapot whistle noise. But you can see here the lines of melt. Now this is Little West Thumb. Oh, and actually, well, let me go back. Where was it? There was 2 lines of melt right there. Yeah. Now this was probably, well, each line is a half an hour. So 1, 2, maybe 3 to 4 hours ago. And this is what it was showing when I just pulled the files. And let's go up over here to this. The different ones marked in red. Yeah, you can see the magma coming up. Yeah. Anyways, I want to jump on over and do that 4.4 earthquake. Yeah, be prepared. You can see how this Tonga earthquake, volcano eruption, yeah, it's going to really screw up crop production. Keep prepping. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for your support. Always be prepared for a disaster. Please stay safe, and I'll talk to you later. God bless you. Bye.